There's two amazing open world games, both made by Bethesda. These two games are called The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and Fallout 4. Both of the games are open world single player games which have immersive stories, a landscape, and just a lot of crazy things in the game. So my goal for today and in this video is to compare the two games, see which both games shine in their best parts and their worst parts, and we're going to compare and try find out if one of these games is better than the other. Just want to warn you before you go down in the comments, this is mostly my opinion, but I am going to state some facts in this video, even though comment down below which you would prefer, and let's get into talking about both of these games. So I've decided to compare these two games. We are going to split them into 3 categories and then give them a skill rating on that category. Our 3 categories are going to be story, setting, and gameplay. Story is the story based on the games and the in-game quests in the certain game. Setting is going to be the aesthetics on the time the game is placed at, the looks of the map and the environment, and also the soundtrack itself. And then gameplay being the combat systems, the talking systems, everything that kind of just makes the game run. We're just going to compare those. So the first game we're going to talk about is Fallout 4. So Fallout 4 has actually a very diverse and very interactive story for a past apocalyptic game. You can pick up to 4 factions: Railroad, Minutemen, Institute, and Brotherhood of Steel. All of these come with different rewards, different followers, so on and so on. Choosing the path can change the course of the whole Commonwealth altogether throughout, and everyone who's played Fallout 4 knows these groups, and there's good ones, bad ones, but they all have got their pros and cons. So compared to all of the open world games I played, and I played out through the Fallout 4 story, I'm going to give the Fallout 4 story an 8 out of 10. Now the second thing we have to talk about is the setting. Fallout 4 has a very unique and surprising but also very interesting setting. As in the title of the game, it is based in a post-apocalyptic world led by nuclear warfare. The map being kind of gray and brownish, but also with some colorful spots between the Boston cities and the bridge that I'm on right now. It is a very gloomy game, but it also has to set the scene of a post-apocalyptic world, and most of the Fallout games are kind of dark and gloomy. And also, it does look really nice though between Diamond City and settlement building. It really does kind of bring out a post-apocalyptic world, so I actually do really like the setting in Fallout 4. Now, another massive part of Fallout 4 is the music and radio stations, which Fallout 4 does amazingly. Fallout 4 has Diamond City Radio, the Minutemen Radio, which I forget what it's called, and then they also have classic radio, all of these with different sounds, music, and it is amazing, but we can all agree that Diamond City Radio is the best, even though the music and everything is honestly really nice in this game. So from the look of the game and the music altogether, I'm going to give it another 8 out of 10. Now on to our last thing we're going to talk about the game is the gameplay itself. Fallout 4 has very good gunplay and a very good VAT system, and is probably one of the best combat systems Fallout 4 and the whole Fallout series has ever had. There's lots of unique weapons, there's lots of unique gunplay styles, they have snipers, rocket launchers, pistols, there's so much, and on top of that you can attach weapons to your gun, attachments to your guns, and you can modify literally everything. The armor's cool, the power armor's cool, so the gameplay in this game is actually one of the best gameplay I've ever seen in an open world game. So I've decided to give the gameplay a 9 out of 10. So now we're on to talk about Skyrim. So Skyrim is a massive game, which means it has a massive story. I beat Skyrim twice in my time playing Skyrim, and I can say that the story is probably one of the best stories in any video game's history. And what helps Skyrim even more is the Assassin's Guild, the Thieves Guild, the Companions, all of those things just have their own stories inside of it, and all of these crazy styled missions, especially the Assassin's Guild. And that's what makes Skyrim such a diverse and crazy game for its setting, is that there's so many stories and so many quests to follow and all this stuff, and that's what makes Skyrim such an amazing game. So I've also decided to give Skyrim's story an 8 out of 10. Now the next, and also one of the best things in Skyrim, is the atmosphere and the setting of this game. Skyrim is set in a medieval time with dungeons, dragons, swords, everything, magic, all of this crazy stuff, which just makes the setting very cool and unique for a video game. And what makes Skyrim one of the most popular open world games ever is how massive the map it is and how much content there is. It is massive. It is the size of a country. Fallout is the size of around like a city, but Skyrim is the size of a country and it's massive. There's so many quests, and also the map is very diverse, from tall mountains with snow to like nice forests to like all these crazy like plains areas. It's so diverse and it's so wonderful for a game. And the music also is so good in Skyrim. It's music, it's just so nice to hear, and it feels so good just to listen to and everything like that. And it's so aesthetically amazing. I just look in this gameplay, look at the colors. I did have to turn up the saturation a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer, but like the map and everything is so good looking. And so I'm gonna give the setting a 10 out of 10. Now the last thing we need to talk about is the gameplay, from the combat systems to just like the talking systems and everything like that. Now Skyrim actually has a very unique but also a very old combat system, but we also have to remember this game is over 10 years old. Skyrim has magic, bow and arrows, staffs, sword and shields. There's so many different aspects to the combat system in this game, but it is definitely not perfect. It is very similar to the game that came before, Oblivion, which combat system was okay. It was good for its time, but Skyrim kind of kept the same thing, which the system it was good for its time, but over time you can see all the flaws in the system for combat. So I've decided to give Skyrim's combat system and its gameplay system 7 out of 10. So now that we've compared both games, we're going to add up the scores from each up to 30, since there was 3 things we compared them on, and then we're going to compare to see which one is the better game. I'm just going to warn you, I love both of these games equally in different ways, and this is just to compare to see which game is better, but objectively it's just your opinion on what you think and you enjoy is better. So Skyrim added up has a score of 8 for the story, 10 for the setting, and 7 for the gameplay, which equals 25 out of 30 points. Now Fallout 4 on the other hand had 8 for the story, 8 for the setting, and 9 for the gameplay, which equals 25 out of 30. So that means both of the games tied in the score and my opinion on the game itself. I think they're both equally as good and they shine in different parts of the game. And so down below, please tell me which your favorite game is if you made it this far. Please comment down below, tell me which Fallout or Skyrim is your favorite. And I just want to say thank you for watching the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe for another video of this. And actually also, if you also want to, add on to your comment and tell me what 2 games you want me to compare next. Even though, thank you guys for watching this whole video and just being a part of the channel. I stream Fallout 4 nearly every single day, so come stop by and have a good day, everyone.